Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew.
How you doing?
I'm great. And you?
I'm amazing as usual.
I'm sepsy. I'm feeling very sepsy today, everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, always.
Of course you are.
Don't be jealous.
Did you
No,
just
I'm not.
do your
Look at
beard?
this. How sexy is this?
My eyes
Type of
hurt.
show. I manicure, manscaped.
I fucked up the song because of that.
Do that. You couldn't handle this. All of this. You know, I wish if Shiv was doing this. You know. Anyways, welcome to episode number
62.
62. I can't believe we made it all the way to 62. Can't wait for episode number 69. Special things coming on that episode. Today we got a lovely young lady. Learned Spanish with Carlos Santana. With Carla. How are you doing, Carla? One more time. How are you doing?
Carla.
Carla, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm here, so
Bring the.
You are here.
fabulous.
Usually this podcast has a lot more energy, but today Carla is sleepy, and I don't know if this is the way that this episode's gonna go, everyone. But welcome to episode number 62
Because I'm
of the
very
Colombia podcast. She's speaking over me. That's all right. That's the way that this episode's gonna go. Andrew, we're out of practice. It's been 2 months.
It has been, but we're back and we're black.
We are black,
We are.
and so is the audience.
I'm 11.9% black.
All right, enough of this. Let's get to the episode. Welcome.
Welcome to the Colombia podcast, episode 62. It is year 2021. What month are we in? Oh, we're in September.
September.
Second.
Yeah.
The month of my birth.
Third.
The month of your birth. Yeah, it's his birthday in like 2 weeks.
25.
We're going to have a rager.
Rager.
And how you guys feeling today?
Wait, firstly, who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm Andrew Messia.
I'm
Sorry,
Joel Duncan.
I totally forgot.
We've been so out of practice, we don't even know how to do an intro anymore. So
I'm-
let's start this over
Let's
again.
start this over.
Welcome to episode number 2.
Number
62.
2. Episode number 2.
Hey, practice makes perfect.
We haven't even
people.
started drinking.
Oh, man. Yeah, people probably
anyway.
drunk before. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Andrew Messia.
I'm Joel Duncan,
And you are?
Carla Diaz.
Carla
special
Diaz.
guest hostess for the day.
You know that I'm a Diaz also?
Yes.
Messia Diaz. Yeah.
Like, you guys are
yes.
both 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Diaz?
Diaz.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Never mind. That joke.
Wah.
Well, it's Diaz, not Diaz, but okay.
Yeah, so anyway, we've been kind of on a little vacation,
A hiatus.
a hiatus, for about a month. And yeah, we're going to update you on what we've been up to and also what's going on. Oh, and the light just went out, and now we're having a strobe light party.
I think we got too many people in this one small apartment.
Yeah, we do
Everything's
have.
failing.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we do film in front of a live audience. We've got about 10, 12 people in here.
Yeah. Can we get the live audience to make some noise? Can somebody make some noise?
Una bulla, una bulla.
There they are. It's actually Andrew's mom and my mom alone in here, and that's why it sounded like older women of the So firstly, I'm just gonna do a little light check. Is this light okay? I mean, it messes up my complexion and ¿Está bien la luz? Está bien. Okay, perfecto. So we've been away for a while. Oh, it's nearly 2 months without an episode. But we plan. I know a lot of you have written in, and some people get sort of angry. They're like, "When are you guys doing an episode? Are you done? What the hell's happening?" And I don't know. They write to Andrew. They write to me, and we're back. We're gonna take a break every now and then. But I've been in Canada, the Great White North, even though it's 33 degrees there. And Andrew, where have you been?
I've been in Medellin. I've been in Medellin this whole time. I haven't left. Really haven't done anything.
He's still wearing the same hat. He hasn't
Still
changed
got the
it in
same hat
2 months.
2 months later.
Where have you been, Carla? I mean, we interviewed Carla. If she looks a little familiar, we interviewed Carla when she was a lot younger.
Have you dated a Paisa man?
Not really. Once I kind of.
Why are you squinting your eyes and doing that face when I asked you a simple? Not really.
Not really
What is that
dating, but
about?
I hooked
Yeah.
up with a paisa
Yep.
once, so
Was it good?
I can tell you about it.
Was it good?
Back on episode 17, she's grown up, a woman now. We called her a girl back then, but you're a woman now. How are you doing? Where have you been in the last
I'm
bit?
great. In the last what?
In the last year, where have you been?
Well, here in Medellin as well.
Okay. Is this a new haircut? What do you got
It's
going
a new
here?
haircut, yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I've been with this haircut, what, a week, 2 weeks? Something like that.
Yeah?
Great. I mean, the first time I did the same thing was in 2018.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that time I was super scared. I mean, you guys have to understand that for a woman to cut her hair, it's a deal. It's a big
It's a big
Oh,
thing.
I thought you were talking about like being on the podcast.
No, she's talking about cutting her hair is a
Talking
big
about
deal.
cutting your
I'm
hair.
talking about my haircut.
I love how she's talking. She says that for a woman to cut her hair is a big deal. What about a man when his hair falls off his head?
That's a
It's
pretty
a
big
big deal. I've
That's a
heard-
big
I-
deal.
Big deal.
It's
I
a
think
big-
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yours
so
is not permanent. That's good.
Mine grows and very fast, so that's why I did it.
Actually, I want to ask a question about that. This has nothing to do with where we're going with this, but I mean, Andrew and I don't really talk about going to get our hair did. Well, actually, sometimes we do.
Going to what?
So get our hair done.
Okay.
So
You're
for
not
for
ready.
the women watching
You're
this
not
show, I have this. Okay, like relax on that. So
Okay.
assuming that we've got other than Andrew's mom and my mom watching this show. What's it like going to get your hair done? Like a girl's visiting here, a woman's visiting here, or she's coming to live here. What's it like going to get your hair done here? How much does it cost? What's that like?
I'm the worst person to talk about it. I just can't tell you about how much everything this cost. It was 280,000 pesos. But
In US dollars, that's about $70, $80, I think.
Yeah.
We have Shiv in the audience who was an ex-accountant. Shiv, how much is 280,000 pesos in dollars without using your phone?
So the rate now is what, 3,800?
Yeah, the rate's about 3,800.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about $65.
$65.
While we're doing this, somebody please check his numbers, and if he's wrong, he's never doing any accounting or
$65,
number
alright.
stuff for us again. 65, and they do what? What does that $65 include?
so they wash it. No, sorry, he dyed because I have a lot of white hair. A lot.
I
white hair.
appreciate you for being honest.
Yeah, a lot.
I've
we
never
call it
dyed
in
my
Spanish.
beard.
So they dye like just the white hair, like onto here, and then I wait for 45 minutes. Then they wash my hair, and then the guy like,
Yeah.
and then he dry it, and then he wave it, like he
Yes.
he did
Makes
some
it wavy,
wave,
yeah.
wavy. Not like this. This is me, but he did it like. So
And that
cool.
costs about $65.
Yeah, but I went to a expensive luxury like salon.
So a
that's
luxury,
why.
by the way, ladies or men, if you've got long hair and you want to go to Carla's hairdresser, about $65 for, I'd say about an hour long, hour and a half it took, or more or less,
Yeah.
to hit the hairdresser and get your hair cut, dyed, and wavy. Just in
Right.
case you know. And Andrew, I know you started to get our barber is Pipe. Big shout out to Pipe. By the way, if you're gonna get your hair cut, and I don't want to discriminate, so the bald,
Bald and the beautiful.
I don't like bald.
Bald and the beautiful.
Or follically challenged, the top hair challenged men. We all go to the same barber. I do for this work of art. His name is Pipe or Felipe at London Barber.
that guy's
London
a
Barber
G.
Shop here in Barrio Manila, and they've got another location in Monterrey Mall, and we both do that. Andrew has a barber, we're not going to say his name yet, that comes personally to your house.
Yeah.
And what does he do?
He basically does the close shave, haircut, face mask. You know, the black face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
The peel.
In my house,
Cut
and it's less than actually going to the barber shop.
And how much does that cost in
About
total?
$60,000, 60,000 pesos.
So that's like what, $17, Shiv? We're gonna ask you to go to
60,000
the
pesos.
accountant. About $17.
Yeah, 70.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
average
yeah,
around
yeah.
$17 again.
So 60,000 pesos to get your hair cut and get shaved and even a face mask is expensive here. Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of like gringo chichipatos out there that will be like 60,000 pesos.
Yeah.
I'll
Gringo
never pay-
prices.
No, you're getting gringo price.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but yeah, you don't
I
understand.
pay $4. You're like,
Yeah,
you pay $4?
some people will pay 12,000 pesos, 8,000 pesos, but you may get shot in the process, like in the
yeah.
barrio,
Yeah.
right?
And that's actually something I want to talk about, guys, later on this
Getting shot?
episode. No, yes.
I know.
Getting shot and gringo prices. That's what this is about. Getting
Yeah.
shot and gringo. But we're going to talk about that because a lot of stuff
would
been
like
going
to talk
on
about
social media. The trolls will always be the trolls, and we're going to come to that.
But well, as I was saying, 60,000 pesos to me, that's not a lot of money, but that's because it's me. I could see that being a lot of money for somebody else that's coming here with maybe like, they're just on vacation or something and a fixed budget or whatever. Yeah, I could understand that.
But honestly, in Canada, I'm going to tell you, in Canada, if you wanted to get the service and by the way, the person's coming to your house, right?
Yeah.
You're not even paying for transportation. You're not getting into your car.
Yeah.
You're talking, I would say, and somebody could challenge me this, in Canada, we're talking about $80, $100, easily $80 to $100. And we're talking about 17 US dollars, so about
Like
25
yeah,
Canadian. So you're paying at least a quarter of the price for someone to come to your house to do a service like that. So
That would include what? Everything.
so what Andrew does, which is
Andrew said.
the
what
haircut,
Andrew said,
shave,
you're talking
and
about
face
at
mask.
least $100,
Yeah.
for all of that and the person coming to your house and
And a happy ending.
and a happy ending.
So I mean, if you blow all your money on hookers and blow, and then can't pay 60,000 pesos for a haircut, I understand you. I mean, you got priorities.
you're empathetic. I like that.
Yeah,
That's one thing
we've
that,
all been there, right?
Like,
Carla?
We have not all
Carla's
been.
like, what are we talking about
Never
here?
been. If you blow all your money on hookers and what?
blow.
And you can't afford a haircut.
Oh wait, actually, hookers blow and tusi, because tusi now costs like 120,000 pesos a gram.
I don't even. That's a drug.
It's a type of chocolate bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tusi.
Anyway. So go to
Tusi.
Pipe, go to London Barbers. It's
Tomorrow.
it's a great place, and he's a great barber. So moving on, what are we talking about today, Joel?
So I think we should get right into the hardcore stuff, and then we'll come to the lighter stuff. Oh, by the way, we invited Carla back because generally she's a very great, bubbly personality. You guys, if you watch her episode, I think episode 17, we'll put it in this video on the screen. It's probably right here if this editing works. You guys can check it out, and she actually teaches Spanish, and she's gonna give an update about where she is today. Basically after the COVID lockdown and everything, how your business is going. We want to hear that. But one of the big concerns right now, and people have written to me. You may or may not know from some of the previous episodes that Andrew and I rent out a few Airbnbs to travelers or people coming here for more or less semi-long term, a month or more. And one of the first questions that they ask is, man, is it safe there? Like, is it safe? Is your neighborhood safe? What's going on? And, I feel like sort of personally responsible, like we have to tell them the truth. And people out there have to know the truth about what's happening in Medellin. We're not speaking for the whole of Colombia. We're just going to speak about Medellin, about safety. So that's the first thing we want to talk about. How safe is it to come and travel to Medellin? And before me and you go and we weigh in on this, Carla, by the way, did not have any time to prepare for this. None of this is rehearsed for any of you guys who are watching the show for the first time. It's like a freestyle. So take it off, Carla. What in comparison to before, let's say a year ago, before the pandemic, let's go pre-pandemic because that's how we, frame things. Mm-hmm. How is the safety to you personally in Medellin?
Well, because I'm always at home, to me, everything is very safe. I like safety, like directly to me, anything has changed. I think maybe it's better because now I'm all the time at home.
Okay.
I work from home. So in that case, it's safety.
But you have a lot of students also.
I do. Now I have tutors that work for me.
Damn. Boss lady. Boss lady.
Damn.
I know, I'll give you that too.
I like
Tutors
to be
that
a
work
boss.
for you. We're gonna come back to that. So you've got students. Have you heard anything going on? What's going on? What's happening on the airwaves?
Well, yeah, I've heard there's been some rough situations in places that I know. Can I say it or no?
I don't know if we
No,
should
maybe
say
not,
names.
maybe
We're not
not.
going to go with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
names.
So in places I go a lot, and my friends go too. So I heard something happen actually a few days ago, but this is like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And then like 3 days or 4 days ago, another friend was like, "Hey, someone send me this," and this person was saying, "Oh, Medellin is getting so dangerous. In this place there was a rob, like with a gun and all this." Yeah, I've heard comments, and I think it's true. I think it's true. Even though, as I said, like the safety, my situation it's okay because I work from home and I don't move basically from my place. But it's true.
And your students that are coming here to study Spanish, or are yours? So you said you have tutors, your stuff's online. Do you have students that are currently here in the city? Like
I have, I have some students that they come and go.
Okay.
So right now, I don't have anyone.
and so you
here.
have none of your students
But
have
I
said
like
that they,
a week ago, I had 3 students here.
and none of them had had a problem with safety. They don't think that safety is an issue.
No.
That's good.
That's really good. That's
Yeah,
really
that's
good to
good.
hear. That's from her.
That's
and-
positive, yeah.
What
That's
about you,
positive.
Andrew? What have you heard? What's going? You've been here.
Yeah, I've been here throughout the whole pandemic. Obviously, I went to Mexico when we were locked down just because I didn't want to stay at home. But then I came back, and I've been here for the last year or whatever. And I would say that Medellin right now, as far as the tourist areas like El Poblado, even La Setenta, is more dangerous than it used to be. And I'm not saying that you should be worried about your physical safety. The
Yeah.
likelihood that you're going to get shot or beat up is very, very low. But the likelihood that you're going to get robbed at gunpoint is higher now than it was before. Especially if you, for example, go to cafes with a computer to work. If you're not like Carla, who stays home to work, but you frequent different cafes to work, you take out your laptop, you maybe have a expensive camera, a cell phone, and you like to walk down the streets, or you party late at night, walk home late at night, you have there's a higher rate of crime, in my opinion. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not a source of information on
Yeah.
this, but it's just because of the experience I've had with friends that I've had here and people on the groups that I moderate. A lot of I was just talking to my Colombian friends. I don't even talk to like gringos about this, but even Colombian friends last night, we were talking about how people now are getting sequestered again.
Like kidnapped. They're
Yeah, kidnapped. Yeah,
Okay.
kidnapped, sequestrados, like they were in the 90s, early 2000s. Again, that's becoming kind of like a
awful.
trend
But
again.
local people,
Yeah,
not
local
foreigners.
people. Yeah,
Like,
because they know who
Yeah.
they are. They know that their family has money.
Yeah.
They'll be taken and then be held for ransom.
And what's
I
your
actually
theory?
remember something.
You said, go ahead.
Yeah, about when he said like going out from like
Late.
yeah, like we have a friend in common, and maybe this happened like 2-3 months ago. All of us were, no, I actually left before everybody else, but you guys were there, and then this friend was robbed. Someone took her phone while all of you were walking back.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, the
I've heard,
pickpocketing is out of
the
control,
pickpocket.
yeah.
And then
talked about
I've
that.
heard a lot about that. Like in Calle 10, the pickpocket is like crazy.
Yeah. So if you're gonna go party in Calle Diaz and Provenza, you're coming out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning from a club drunk. Just make sure you know where your phone is. Put it in your front pocket. Don't put it in your back pocket.
And
Someone comes-
let's tell them how it works. So for those of you coming here to Medellin, you're out at night, right? Like everyone else, you come out of the club or bar.
likelihood
drunk.
of you being out at night in Provenza is very high because that's where most single people go,
Yeah.
or even couples or whatever. But it's like the party area.
And the hotspot, though, the real hotspot people right now for call it like pickpocketing is anywhere from Provenza, which you'll know where Provenza starts once you're here, all the way to like Parque Poblado.
Right.
And there's a part in front of Parque Lleras, which is, you guys will know if you're visiting here, on Calle Diaz, where you'll just see tons of people there. And there's some, I want to be politically correct, even though that's not this type of show, some night workers, prostitutes that stand around there.
Pimps and other stuff.
Exactly. And so we're walking, trying to find sort of like a place where we can party a little more. That's because I was there on that day. And
I know.
what happens is a bunch of people will come around you and they don't look like they have anything to do with each other. They don't look like friends, just separate people. But they're all working with each other.
Right.
Of course.
And so one person sort of like distracts you by coming to speak to you when another person bumps, and they basically take your wallet or take your phone and pass it around. It's not violent crime. It's non-violent crime, but they're very organized. I can say that because it has happened to me in the past because my phone is in the back pocket. So my number one tip, Andrew said, watch your phone and stuff. One of the easiest targets is when you have your cell phone in your back pocket. And I was in Canada, and I'm going to tell you something. Like, I love Colombia. This is my home. I was gone for 6 weeks. I'm back, and I feel way more at home. Canada is a foreign land to me. But it was unbelievable to see people with just their phones out talking, cameras, 2 phones, gold chains, walking all over like everything's normal. Because no one's really afraid of being pickpocketed or robbed. The police system, the law probably is on their side. Here, that is not, unfortunately, the reality. Like, I'm scared. I have call it a decently expensive phone, and I'm paranoid about taking the phone out to take a photo on the street. And that is the reality, in my opinion, of living in Medellin. You have to have your wits. You can't have your phone in your back pocket because they'll easily take it from you. Why? Keep it in your front pocket. Your tip.
No, before giving a tip, I'm like, I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think it's that crazy, okay? Like, I've been in a place like Barcelona, Spain, and that's fucking crazy.
Right.
And
Okay. I haven't
I
been there.
wasn't
Bogota,
robbed.
yeah, like
I wasn't robbed at all.
because they're huge cities. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the pickpocketing there. It's like they
Really
are
organized.
super organized.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
Here it's
robbed there.
concentrated to just
Yeah,
that area,
Exactly.
just that little area.
And well, that's a good tip. Don't put your phone, in the bag. Have it with you. Also, for example, what I did that night that we're talking about, this friend of us got robbed. I remember my purse. I don't like carry it like with the how do you say with
The flap, the thing that opens.
the things that opens like for people. I put it like
In reverse.
Yeah,
in
reverse.
reverse.
Oh,
In
so reverse
That's
your
that's a thing.
Turn
I
your
do,
purse
for
around.
example.
Turn your bag
Yeah.
around so the
Yeah, yeah,
opening
yeah.
flap is facing your body. Is what you're saying.
Facing
Okay.
my body. But
Okay.
also another thing, because I know it's very common, they could be very good with knife and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and someone can just like, if it's a purse that is hanging, then someone can just
Slit
cut
it.
it or something. So I hold it too.
Yeah.
I hold it like, it's hanging, but I hold it while I'm walking. Because they are good with knife and they can, I don't know, make a,
Just cut the strap.
cut it or
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not talking, by the way, for those crazy sensationalized people, we're not talking about you're going to the grocery store or you're in the middle of somewhere and you
Yeah.
got to hold your purse like this and walk around. You're going to look like a clown and they will rob
That's
your
how
ass.
Joel walks around the grocery store with
That's
his cell phone.
That's for walking through that area. That's especially for walking through that area.
Yeah.
But I still don't feel I need to like be super careful with my phone, like the way I was feeling it in Venezuela.
I feel like you do.
But
When-
when I feel that, I'm gonna be the first getting out of here. Like I know what's that feeling. Because I came from Venezuela and
Yeah.
it's,
But remember,
Believe me, we are not there
we're not
yet.
talking about the entire city, as Andrew. I'm going to reiterate one thing. There's a certain spot, and we're giving tips to people, like practical tips for those coming here. Calle Diaz from Provenza, right? Which is about Calle Carrera, right?
Carrera
35,
34,
34, all the way
33,
to Parque Poblado,
Which is a very
43.
small area.
Yeah, so it's about a 5-minute walk, that stretch. Just be careful there because they know that people with money, drunk, whatever, are passing up and down there. That's one thing. But with that being said, I'm going to quickly share a personal story so those can know. And this is not the type of things. Listen, I'm practically like an ambassador for Medellin. You know, I always try to only give the positive about Medellin.
yeah.
And for many years, I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. You're not going to get robbed if you're like, paying attention. I got held up at gunpoint, and we're going to come to another story, on the day that Carla got married about a month and a half ago.
What?
So, and she doesn't even know this right now, but we were all going to meet in front of a popular cafe that we all go to. We're not going to call the names.
Yeah, no.
And I basically went...
Waiting for the bus.
Waiting for the bus because we're going to get on a
Yeah.
bus and we're all going to go to this bus to the...
And we're all
crazy
in our
nice-
suits and ties.
Suits.
Go
I
to my
never dress like
wedding.
that.
Everybody's like glammed out.
Never. I never
Amazing.
dress like... I'm dressed in my beautiful blue suit, with yellow tie, of course. And I went to drop off some shoes to a group of 4 of our friends, female friends that were there, it's literally about 20 steps from the cafe. And we're walking back from the place that I dropped the shoes off to the cafe, and my phone rings, and it's my sister calling me long distance, and I know she's calling me because she's at the bank, so I had to pick up the phone at that time. And I always have my wits about me. I've been here for 10 years. And I pick up the phone, and the 4 girls that were with me were walking on, I got some shocking news. I'm like, what? What's going on? And I hear somebody going like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, wait, what? And I turn like this, and I put the phone down. And the guy is looking at me. I'm like, ¿qué? And he says, tu teléfono, which means your phone. I said, ¿qué? He's like, tu teléfono. And as I look down, there's a big silver revolver pointing directly at my stomach, and he's on a motorbike, I'd say about 3 feet from me, like literally from here to this little plant here. And the revolver is aimed directly at my stomach. Now, we've all talked about what the hell would you do in that situation? Everyone says, don't be stupid, give up the phone, give up your house, give up your life, your virginity, whatever you got to give up, you give up. And in that particular point, what came to my mind, I calculated that this guy would have to be a hardened criminal to shoot me. So what I did is I turned around, and if any of those that watch football, I did a spin, and I ran 45 degrees thinking, well, if I run to the side and not straight ahead, it'd have a harder time of shooting me in the back. So I went 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 45, and then ran straight into a hostel, which was about 10 steps away. And
That's a lot of running
That's
for 10
fuck-
steps.
That's fucked because
so
it was
no, but I didn't want to run. But in my head, I don't know, maybe I watch a lot of movies, but I thought if I run straight and I turn around, you could just shoot me in the back.
course.
Right? And
Like if there's like video footage of this, it's probably you just doing like a pirouette,
yeah, I'm probably like a ballet spin.
screaming like a girl.
No, but the funny thing is, at least there were people that witnessed it, and they're like, it was the craziest thing they'd seen. But I run in, and I couldn't see what was happening behind me, but people said the guy was just so freaked out that he turned around. Now, I calculated that this guy would have to be a very hardened criminal
To shoot you in
me
broad
in the
daylight.
back when I'm not like pushing him or trying to hurt him. So I did that, and I got out alive. Would I recommend doing that if I were you? Probably not. But it hits so close to home. And I'm telling you, this is, by the way, people, this is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's people all around.
That's a Venezuelan thing.
So that happened
those
here.
things used to happen in Venezuela.
Common practice.
Yeah.
So that's the story
That's
for
when
you guys.
you start to get scared. So now I understand
Yeah.
why you said you are
Exactly.
scared now, like
Well,
chewing off
yeah,
your phone.
Exactly. On a day of, and granted, I was dressed in a suit and I looked like an easy target with my slippery, nice, pointy shoes. I was walking
Yeah.
with 4 females in high heels. This actually happened, so I just wanted to share that with those of you who've been watching this for a while to know, like, honestly, especially if you have a phone, and my phone is an iPhone. Like we go to barrios like the favelas, as you call it in Brazil, or poor neighborhoods, and there's no one with a phone like mine, like maybe one person. But the kids that are like literally 6 years old and 12 years old will come up and they'll be like, "Oh, that's an iPhone
iPhone.
Pro, 12 Pro," and they know the number. Like the kids know the number. I swear to you. So imagine a criminal that's coming to rob you. So if you have like an iPhone or something which is valuable,
Yeah, don't give papaya. Don't give.
What does that mean?
Oh,
What do you
wait,
mean,
wait,
don't give
hold
papaya?
on. I will tell you now. But these things I've heard it before. Like I've been here for 6 years, and I know, for example, in taxis drivers, I'm always super careful because that's very common in Medellin, or I don't know if all Colombia, but it's common that in traffic, while you are in the car, more if it's a yellow cab because it's obvious that it's a taxi, then guys in motorcycle can come show up the gun and then like, give me your phone.
Wait,
whatever.
you're in the taxi.
No. These things, I know this happened.
Yeah.
This never happened.
No.
to
I'm
me.
saying like it's a scenario. Are you saying that
Ah.
the person is sitting in a taxi and somebody comes up with a gun? Like
Yeah,
how are
like
they
in a
coming up?
motorcycle.
Okay.
So like stand by next to by the taxi and then
Yeah.
like
Knock on the window. Uh-huh.
with the gun like
Yeah.
this and pointing your stuff and phone and whatever. That happens. I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
For example, in that situation, I'm always super careful. I'm not with my phone, like in the taxi. I'm always like hitting it and stuff like that. But your story is different because it's in the area we hang out with,
Well,
like
there's a bunch of people
it's
in the middle of the day.
I used to live there.
Yeah.
So that's like,
So again, it's crazy. It's changed, and I had a theory, and me and Andrew used to talk about. Obviously, during the lockdown, Colombia had the longest lockdown in the world at the first part of the pandemic, and so people can understand. We put things a little bit in perspective. Imagine a very big percentage, and I don't know the number of people living in Medellin earn their money from working day by day.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
not salaried. So imagine if you get locked down with no work for 1 year. That means you have no money. Imagine the criminals that used to rob before, but they haven't, that's their job. They don't know anything else. They don't work. They don't do construction. They rob people. And for an entire year, they couldn't rob. Why? Because the streets are empty. If they came up to you on a motorbike and robbed you and tried to ride away, the cops and anybody could spot them because there's no one on the street and there's no one to rob. Now, my theory is they need money. They've been starving for a year, and now they're not going to go to a regular job to go work as a cashier. They're not going to do anything. They're going to rob more because they need money. And I think so petty crime, I think, is on the rise, and it's a reality here. So our job as, since we have this podcast and we're advising people about coming to Medellin, should say just be witty. Don't
Don't give papaya.
just, papaya. Okay,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
papaya? You asked me.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit. In Venezuela, we call it lechosa because when you cut it, leche
milky?
comes out.
Leche comes-
I don't
yeah.
know. I
Milky.
don't know. I just made that, but we call it lechosa. Here is papaya. It's a fruit, but it means don't give papaya or no des papaya. Is like don't be tonto, don't be like silly or stupid or distracted with your personal stuff. Like don't like walk on the street like when it's night and by itself, like alone, no
Yeah.
one is there, and you're
Don't make
talking
yourself
your
a target.
phone. Don't make yourself
Yeah.
a target.
And we've
give
talked
papaya.
about this before. Andrew's talked about this extensively about sort of victim blaming. Here in Colombia, if you're the criminal, you don't get blamed. If you're the person getting robbed, you get blamed.
Because
And-
you should know better.
Yeah.
Because police here are shit.
Yeah.
And crime is common.
Yeah.
So you should know better to not go work out of a cafe. That's giving papaya.
Yeah.
Literally for a Colombian.
You
that
work
would
out
be-
of a cafe.
Yeah. I don't really care. I mean, material things don't matter to me. I'm not going to let that disturb my happiness. I love going out of my house to go work.
But by the way,
Granted, I
Andrew,
don't take my $2,500 computer with me.
Exactly.
I take my cheaper computer.
Yeah.
And do the things I need to do in the mornings, and then take calls at home in the office.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have a ritual based on that, but it's not going to stop me from going there and doing work and
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other people that do it as well. And it's kind of like, Russian roulette. You may get robbed or not. I've been here almost 11 years now, and I've never been robbed, never been pickpocketed.
But we're also different, right? So again, another tip for those people who are going to go work at a cafe, right? Medellin is the type of place where it's warm all year. So there's these open sort of like sidewalk cafe style things. If you're going to go work, especially if you have a computer that's any bit valuable and you can't replace that computer tomorrow, right? Like my advice is not to work on the sidewalk cafe where you're an easy target, work inside. And not to say that if somebody wants to come in and rob the place, they can't, but you have a less chance if you're sitting right on the sidewalk with your computer of somebody coming up and telling you, give me your damn computer, I'm out of here.
Right.
And that won't happen in
Yeah,
Canada.
and I'm
That's
also
giving papaya.
Yeah, and I'm also
That's
very
giving papaya.
Colombian too in the fact that literally if I have to go to the bathroom, I pack up my shit and take it with me to the bathroom. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and some people are like, "What are you doing? Are you leaving?" I'm like, "No, I'm just going to the bathroom." But literally, I'm not gonna give papaya, as they say here.
I have another tip. Like I knew this also. This is not like a new thing after pandemic or after COVID, whatever. No, quarantine because COVID is still around. Like in these coffee shops, like where you go and it's outside. When you have your phone on the table, some people pass by selling chicles or selling something, and I know that they can they are usually, some of them have like a box in front.
Yeah, and they'll put
so
it
it's
over.
so they put it over the table, and in that moment they can take your phone.
Yeah.
So never allow these situations. If someone come to sell you like whatever, with a big box, just, watch your phone.
Good tip.
Or your stuff.
Yeah. And by the way, people, most people are not just working by themselves. It's not this one person. They've got people watching. Like most crime is sort of organized, right? It might be disorganized chaos, but they've been watching. It's not that they just come up and like, oh, there's a phone. I'm going to take that phone. They've been watching you leave your phone on the table for the last 5-10 minutes. And they're like, yep, this person keeps looking away and leaving their phone. So,
Right.
so yeah,
Easy
just
target.
exactly.
Yeah. So, again, question: is Medellin safe? For the most part, yes.
Yes.
It's crime is obviously higher than it was before right now, and I think I was reading something about the homicide rate is also higher than it was before. Obviously, things were closed, so homicide rate went down, and now things are open. Gangs are fighting. People are getting shot. Yeah. So,
But I've read that it's safer than some people I've watched other videos on this topic, and some people say it's safer than Chicago. I don't know what that means.
yeah. I mean, there's always the argument that some places safer than the other. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Wherever you go, if you hang out with the wrong crowd, you're going to get shot. You're going to get robbed. So, even if you're not hanging out with them, you could get robbed. But if you're smart about things and get to know the city before you whip out your freaking camera and whip out your computer, at a little Doña Pepa's coffee shop
Doña
over
Pepa's.
here. In the barrio, right? Like you don't want to do that. You want to get to know the city first. Again, to answer the question, is Medellin safe, Joel? Yes or no?
It's it's as safe as you make it, I guess.
No, that's not. It's just a yes or no question. Is it safe? Yes or no?
Yes.
Carla, is Medellin safe? Yes or no?
That's very relative.
Yeah, to you.
It's very
He
relative.
said yes or no. You can't use words
me,
like relative.
okay.
It's not that type of
to you.
audience.
To you, is it safe to you as a
Yes.
as a
It's very safe
21-year-old
for me.
Venezuelan woman?
So,
Yeah.
how?
A 21-year-old Venezuelan
my.
woman.
Beautiful 21-year-old Venezuelan woman.
So you said yes.
Yes, it's safe.
Okay.
For me, it's safe.
That's great. Okay, so that's
For you, Andrew Macias.
no.
All right, time to move on from that. Time to let's go party in Afghanistan.
What?
So if you're going to come to Colombia, Medellin, obviously we're here and we're talking about Medellin. Make sure that you're vigilant of your stuff. Make sure that you don't take anything from anyone. People are getting drugged more. I've been hearing more cases of people being what they call scoped or scopolamina here,
okay.
especially men.
Burundanga.
Yeah, burundanga is the
colloquial
plant, yeah.
way to call it.
Here?
What? Burundanga.
It's called that here?
Burundanga, yeah.
Burundanga.
Everybody knows
That's
Burundanga.
very old too. It's
that's been
very
happening
old
here for
I
thing.
thought that was like a
years.
big booty. What's it called? Booty danga?
Burundanga?
Oh, no, booty.
Yeah, so I've heard of more people, more foreigners getting drugged and robbed of their possessions at their thing. So obviously, again, it's not those guys. If you're getting drugged by a girl, it's probably because you're trying to pick up a hooker. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna call it what it is.
Yeah.
If you're getting drugged by a girl, it's probably because she's a prostitute that you picked up off the street. Not granted that prostitution in Colombia is legal, so there's nothing wrong with that. As far as the law is concerned, but if you're picking up someone off the street, you got to think, if something goes wrong, who are you going to turn to?
Yeah.
Who are you going to say, hey, can we check your cameras? The police ain't going to do shit, first of all.
But
You'll
I've
never
heard,
get your things
but
done.
I've heard a big thing now is, and again, I don't, if anybody knows me, I don't really participate in commenting on social media and stuff. It's a waste of time. We're going to come to that again soon. I don't get in, but honestly, when I want to fall asleep and, how many of you log on, like you get onto Netflix and you just keep flipping through and you can't find something to watch? Most of you. Well, I would encourage you to go to the Facebook groups like Gringo Paisa and what are these other ones called?
Medellin
Expats. You guys want some
Colombia
classic entertainment, some
Gringos,
ignorance?
Medellin.
You guys got to go on there.
Big time ignorance. yeah.
Big time ignorance. And one of the big things I see, though, that I call it week or two, some guy will write that he went on a Tinder date. And on this Tinder date, he got drugged and all his stuff got taken. And then he posts a photo of the girl or a video and he says, watch out for this girl. And so I guess Tinder is a great, one layer of security for these girls, right? We always talk about it. It's like if a girl if a girl is way nicer than you can ever get anywhere, and it seems too good to be true,
Probably is.
it probably is. She's like, yes, you are 56 and she is 19. And she's telling you you're so great and you're so
And
beautiful.
She's call you Mor. Well, first of all, if the first thing
Mor.
she says, Mor, hola, Mor, ¿cómo
Hola,
estás?
What's more?
Mor, it's like the
Your brother says more a lot.
abbreviation of amor.
Yeah.
But like literally, if the first message when you say hola, ¿cómo estás? She says, hola, amor.
My
Be
love.
careful.
My
Be
love.
careful. Be
my
careful.
my
Like,
love.
hey, love.
Be careful
Hey, love.
because
Hey,
a
love.
regular girl won't call you my love.
Especially if you're a foreigner.
It's like, hey, Shug.
Yeah.
Imagine some girl, you wrote a girl on Tinder and you're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, Shug.
Yeah.
You want to hang out? You know you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, you're like, this is weird.
Yeah, that's literally the equivalent of hola, amor.
No, but some guys, some foreign guys think that when they're like, hola amor, they're like, oh yeah, I'm hot.
Yeah,
They
she
feel
loves
nice.
me.
She loves me. Yeah, genuine
Yeah,
love.
but it makes sense. You know, like foreigners, usually you can put your hand, like this is me, putting my hand
Yeah.
in your shoulder because it's like, she want to hook up with me.
Yeah, she wants
wants
to hook up with me.
Yeah.
She wants to.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a different a cultural
So,
difference.
it's
So let's talk
culture
about that.
difference, so-
So we talked about safety. Obviously, Medellin is safe. Again, don't be an idiot. Let's talk about cultural differences between, people in Europe, the United States, Canada, maybe in Australia and New Zealand, these westernized type countries. When they come here, what are some of these bigger clashes? One of the things that she just mentioned is that people here are very touchy-feely. There's less personal space. Would you guys agree with that?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally when you say hi to someone, you kiss them.
Yes.
That's in the United States, you'd be going to jail for sexual harassment.
Yeah. Our law here is kiss everybody.
Yeah. Here, except for men. Men don't kiss men. In Argentina, they do that, but they're gay.
What?
But anyway,
As a country.
yeah, the whole country's gay.
country's gay.
Guys kissing guys.
It's a gay
they might as well be
country.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Anyway, we here, people greet each other by kissing each other, and you'll see, like, for example, one of the biggest culture clashes for me, even though I am Colombian, I never did this, and I've never seen Franco do this either. When you see a guy and his mom walking in the mall,
Yeah.
hand in hand,
Holding
or like
hands?
she's holding him. Like,
That would be a
holding-
beautiful
being a
picture if you and your
gentleman.
8-foot brother are holding your mom's hand walking around
Yeah.
the mall.
But
Yeah.
that's being a
great.
gentleman. For us,
Yeah.
that's what that means.
Yeah, but in the United States, that's not common. We don't. That's why
No.
it's like a culture clash.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys think of any other like cultural differences that you guys notice? What? Oh, Richard in the audience says that reggaeton dancing is
Cultural
a big
clash.
cultural clash.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah, because
They dance with sheep in Scotland. What
because
the
in-
fuck? What do they?
In Europe, I'm assuming that in Europe, the big like clubs and stuff probably play like electronic music. It's more electronica where people are hopped up on some sort of drug or
Yeah.
alcohol and just bouncing around by themselves, not
Yeah.
touching anybody else,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Touch. They have to be on drugs to touch. Like you
No,
got- both have to be
Well,
on drugs.
depending on what drug you can use.
Yeah.
Start to be in touch.
Oh, Carla's talking about drugs. Is that type of the show?
Wow.
Is that where we want to take this? By the way, I could probably guarantee you that both Richard and Shiv, the UK boys, probably danced a total of 5 reggaeton songs or any sort of grinding in their fucking lives before they came here to Colombia. What you say, Andrew?
Yeah, I would say
You could
5
tell
is a
by
lot.
the way
I would
they
say
dance,
5
right?
is a lot.
You could tell by the way they dance. The you like you guys are fish out of water in here. Even though they've been training, though they're getting better.
Yeah, they're getting better.
Shift takes some
Shiv
classes.
takes some
and
reggaeton
he
classes.
loves reggaeton. Like he said, reggaeton love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reggaeton
master.
Yeah,
Guru,
Wow.
guru.
Oh my god.
he's the guru. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should do a whole podcast about girls that have danced reggaeton with Shiv.
Yeah, just invite him on the podcast.
Yeah, to give
What
feedback.
was your experience like?
Yeah, how was the
dancing?
pendulum?
How was that pendulum swing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of.
there are
sorry.
some.
Go ahead.
Have you danced with Shiv?
There are some places in Europe where people give 2 kisses.
Yes.
Oh, 2 kisses. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you are saying like no in the
No, but I
States
mean,
you
like,
don't even
yeah.
kiss. Here we give 1 kiss, but there's some places in Europe that
Where they give
where in
2
Europe.
kisses?
Yeah, it's 2
So what
kisses.
about this? I had this
There's some
this
places it's 3.
I had this discussion
mouth.
in Louisiana.
Yeah.
They give 2 kisses in Louisiana? They're gonna go to jail.
Oh,
And you
because-
know many of them are gonna end up like
Oh, the French
on the
people are
news.
also gay. This is all like, it all coming together. I'm just kidding.
is guys and girls.
Guys and girls kiss
Do
each
you
other.
wanna pee?
In Louisiana. So you gotta pee?
No, he
Is that
said,
why
"I
you're
wanna pee."
opening this?
I did. If you guys
He
seen my
said
face
I
go like
wanna
this, is
pee.
because I wanted to pee. But we're gonna keep this because that's the type of podcast we have. We go through the hardships,
the pain. Yeah.
the pain. I literally tied my.
So can you guys think of any other cultural differences that just jump out at you? I could think of one.
There's
What's your
a
one?
lot. But
Driving. The driving here is night and day in the United States. Here, you may die if you try to cross the street when the light is red for the cars.
Yeah.
You gotta look out. You gotta be spry. I've never seen an
gotta be spry.
Yeah, I've never seen elderly people walk out in the street and try to cross like Avenida Poblado. Like if they
don't wanna give papaya, right? Like
I've helped old people crossing to the Carulla because they're not fast enough, and
Yeah.
cars don't stop. They don't care. They're like, oh, just another old.
yeah,
people.
it's bad. Right? The driver that brought me here was like hustle with. I don't know how
No,
to
we
call it.
heard.
Yeah, with people trying to cross the streets. It was like stopping the car so close and was like.
I blame it on the
fucker.
Fast and the Furious because I think a lot of people, when imagine this Colombian guy that lives up in the barrios, like lives up in called the favelas, as they would call them in Brazil. He's driving his taxi or driving his Uber or wherever he lives, and he sees me with my little beard and my nose piercing, and Andrew and Shiv and like all this mixed bag of nuts come into his car. He's like, and we have a friend, Rick Kwan. We're gonna call him out. He actually looks like Han or Honk or whatever
Hans
from Fast and the Furious. And literally
Honk.
every time we go out with him, what's his name?
Honk. Is that what you
Honk,
said?
Hans.
Honk from
Hans
Fast
or
and
whatever.
Furious.
Everybody always stops him. He's like, Fast and the Furious, Fast and the Furious. Now, when we step into a car, I felt that these guys wanted to impress us.
Yeah,
as
with their
foreigners,
driving skills.
Right? Like they're
And
like,
the
I'm gonna,
speed.
I'll show these guys.
Yeah, this is
I
how
see
we-
their little
Who's
shows.
the boss?
Yeah, I've
I
seen their
show
movies.
yeah. And they just step on it, and you're like, Jesus Lord,
Yeah.
and you don't want to sound like a punk, right? Especially if you're from like
I'm like,
California.
please slow down. Please
So
slow
I just
down.
close my eyes. That's my tip, my foreigner. Close your eyes and just pray.
Pray,
if you're
yeah. Pray
like
to your
religious.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, wear your seatbelt, but most taxis don't have seatbelts in the back, so you're fucked. Just bring a helmet.
Guys, this is like actually the second time in 62 episodes I've done this, but we're going to pause for one quick second. I'm going to pee. I'm not going to wash my hands just to make sure I'm back faster. And then we'll
about
get to
COVID?
this. And then I'll touch her face. All right, 1 second. I'm out. Pause.
Okay, so he's going to go pee. I need another drink. So, guys, I have a question that is commonly asked on the groups that I moderate and that I'm a part of.
What's your penis size?
Yeah, and I usually say, look at my description. The question is,
Your description has your penis size?
Yeah.
What does it say over there? not like I want to know.
go
but
read. Go read. The common question is Medellin open, meaning that are places open to go eat, to go do things. Can
Yeah.
I go to the mall, etc. What's your answer?
I haven't been here for 6 weeks. I'm going to discover that tonight, hopefully in a good way. So I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
Are things open?
Carla, how are things open for you? Are they open or closed or what?
Super open, like really open. This like Colombia, it's normal. Come and visit Colombia.
Yeah.
Just don't give papaya, but come and visit, please.
What does that mean, super open?
Like everything is open. Like people, I don't know why people is wearing tapabocas, which is mask.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
call it tapabocas in Spanish. On the streets, you see people. It's funny because you see people wearing the mask on the street, but immediately they go inside to a restaurant.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remove your tapaboca. You
Yeah,
remove it
yeah.
off.
They go to a club.
Like,
Yeah, a club.
and club, you don't
a
even
packed-ass club,
maybe
too.
just in the door, but then inside immediately you can remove it. It's like it's not like the world is just upside down.
But it's not just here. By the way, I was just in Toronto, Canada, and yes, like my family lives in Scarborough, which is in the suburbs of Toronto, and it's a little different, right? Like, so people are still wearing in the malls and everything. They've got their thing on. They're social distancing. They're every second, washing their hands and using alcohol, alcohol.
Sanitizer.
And then I go down to King Street for those Canadians watching, and honestly, it's a generational thing. It's an age thing. Because let's put it in the Colombia podcast style. In Canada, people between the ages of 18 to about, I'd call it 26, don't give a flying fuck about COVID. Like, I went down there, and honestly, I mean, I don't want to throw my age out there, 40. But I walked down there, and I remember my friend, a female. We walked down there, and she's the wife of my friend, and she's 35, and we're walking through there, and we're at our fucking top of. That's the alcohol talking. The swearing comes out, but we're wearing this mask, and she literally says, "Oh my God, guys, I feel so weird. I feel like we're weirdos." I'm like, "Why are we weirdos?" And she said, "Because we're the only ones wearing a mask." And I looked around, and we were in a sea of people. I'm talking bars, everything, right? No one that's like in their 20s was wearing a mask. And then I look over, and even the cops in the area, they're not wearing a mask. But then literally you cross over this one street, and it's just masks.
So
But the
weird.
people that are wearing those masks are going right back over to the people that are... Anyways, I'm not talking about the
Anyway.
efficacy of masks or whatever, but like here, it's the same thing. There's bars, there's clubs
Yeah.
open from what
No,
you guys were
even
saying.
even in Jiu Jitsu, we are not wearing masks anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the human stupidity is infinite. I mean, even the universe has its breaking point, but
Yeah.
human stupidity is infinite, and you'll see people walking by themselves with a mask, and we're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
In their
wearing-"
car with a double mask?
Or
by
and the other day,
themselves.
in their car by themselves.
Yeah. With the
What's wrong with
visor.
people?
Yeah, with the visor.
People, please come on. Why do you
But-
wear a mask while you are in the car by
But I
yourself?
guess that's I
Because
guess,
they feel safe in
but
in the case of a crash.
That's besides the point.
Yeah.
The point is that Medellin, at least Medellin, where we're at, is open. Clubs are open till 4 in the morning. Strip bars are open till 8 in the morning. The restaurant.
Why do they close?
Yeah, why would you close? I'm going to
That's a
take that up
24
with
hour.
them.
Yeah, you should just run it.
Yeah,
okay.
just 24-hour strip club, man.
because
That would
the
be amazing.
energy
You
of
just-
the men, it's like after they
Yeah.
they come.
You have to
they-
wash at
they-
some
They
point.
need to
But what
wait.
about, like, for example, like sports?
Wash. You have to wash.
You have to wash?
Come on, you can't just work a 24-hour shift with the smelly. You got to grind it up.
Yeah,
On,
some
anyways,
people
whatever.
don't just come here to go party till 4 in the morning. There are people that do sports. And one of the main questions that I see on there, because, for example, like mixed martial arts,
Yeah.
boxing, jiu-jitsu, etc., is not as popular, I guess, here as in, for example, like Brazil or even like California, where I'm from, where on every corner you can go do jiu-jitsu. I know that, Carla, you do jiu-jitsu, right?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Brazilian
actually.
jiu-jitsu.
Like your what? The what? Never mind. I'm not even.
I,
yeah.
I,
Your
can, I can
Brazilian
show
wax?
you. I can show
Wait,
you
don't
one.
show me your Brazilian wax.
This is not that type of show,
Can I
Carla.
show
You know we
something?
get criticized.
No,
yeah,
no,
show your
you
thing.
show it,
Show it.
yes.
You're not gonna try to choke me. I'll choke him out. He's
I'm gonna
bigger.
choke you.
You're gonna try to choke. Watch my damn mic. Okay, watch. Okay, why? She's gonna try to choke
She's
me out.
gonna
Of,
choke. She's gonna.
this is
show-
a very. You're gonna
She's very
destroy the
excited
whole
about
set.
This, by the
Can
way.
I show you something?
Girls, it's for you, girls.
For you girls.
You're gonna make me
Whenever
scream.
you see a guy sitting down, doing nothing.
But I know what to do right now. I would never leave my
First,
neck up.
We call this
Your
Mata
self-defense.
Leon.
Okay, kill the lion.
You do this. See, this
Yeah.
one here.
Okay.
Yep.
Go here. Grab your
Grab your
bicep.
arm. Yeah,
Okay.
your bicep.
Your
Okay.
arm Here and then this one. Because you have. This is like what?
What is this? A massage or what is happening right now? What is happening? It's like a seductive massage. Okay,
This bone cut. So
Okay.
this is what you have to put here.
I have an injury. Okay, good.
I have
Yep.
an injured neck.
If you have to just stop, okay? And then squeeze. See? It's like
It works.
Okay, and
So now,
tap before that. Tap.
so now
okay,
you
wait
know-
1 second. And if you know what to do when somebody tries to do that, you lower your chin so that they don't get your whole neck exposed. But anyways, that's okay. That was really
Yeah.
good. That's strong.
That was great.
Oh,
Good
Where did
job,
you
good
learn
job.
that? From Andrew, or what did you
No,
learn?
that, well, I mean,
I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
well, now
Where-
if
yeah.
you're a girl and you see a guy sitting down by himself doing nothing, you can defend yourself.
I wish if somebody did that to Shiv. I don't know why I feel like picking on Shiv. Probably because he showed up an hour and a half late. Could you go strangle that guy later?
But
for
let's
us?
talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a minute. So you how long have you been doing this?
I met this martial art. I met. you can
Yes,
say
yes,
that?
that's okay,
Yeah, I
don't worry
met
about it.
this martial art in December 2017 through a student. She invited me.
Oh, really?
He didn't have idea about this, so we went together to MMA Colombia, and this in Aguacata. I'm doing like
Shout
free.
out to MMA Colombia.
MMA Colombia, shout out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we went there, and I fall in love with the martial art. Like
Yeah.
I was because was always something in the back of my mind. Like, oh, I always love like ninjas and like martial arts movies, and I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh, in a past life I was maybe a ninja or something.
I always love ninjas. Okay, let's continue. Now you're just gonna pretend nobody. I always love the
Sophia
ninjas.
Vergara
Okay, go
of
ahead.
Did I say
ninjas.
it with
Yeah,
that
I always
accent?
love
Did I say it with that
ninjas.
accent?
And
So
I
I
always
love
love ninjas.
So
Okay,
you
go ahead.
fell
Sorry,
in love
don't mean
with the
to.
sport.
Yeah.
I fall in love with it, but I started to. So I sign up, and then I continue going in January 2018. But I was going every Saturday, so it wasn't very like consistent.
Consistent,
So that year, 2018, we were doing these finca parties a lot, all of us. And I don't know, some Saturdays I wasn't going. So I was assisting going every Saturday, and then sometimes I wasn't very like I had to say,
Consistent.
consistent. Anyway, then the next year I did it. The year after that I did it a little bit, and then I traveled for 6 months. And then when I came back, I did it. I started again with like gi, like wearing gi because
the gi, yeah.
before I started like no gi, which is actually
Naked?
no, just no gi.
That's called. She
Just like-
has a husband. She does
just-
Brazilian jiu-jitsu during the quarantine, just strangling each other out. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing it for 14 years. It's now a brown belt, which is
Wow.
the one before being a
Simon's?
black belt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Simon, he got
Yeah,
his promotion.
congrats.
Simon and his son.
He
Big
got
shout out
his
to.
promotion like a few
Brown
weeks
belt.
ago. He's a brown belt. Anyway, so yeah, so now I practice it more like often. I go 3 times per week, and I'm a white belt with 2 stripes.
Stripes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Stripes, and yeah, I'm just getting better. I just love it. Even
That's
if I'm
great.
super tired, I have to wake up because it's at 7 a.m. Gracie Barra, by the way.
Gracie, what?
Gracie Barra.
What does that- what does that- is that
Gracie
Spanish?
Barra.
What is
Gracie
that? What is
Barra.
that? What is
It's Gracie. It's the
person.
last name. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
last name of these people from Brazil that changed the technique. Like took the
Yeah, yeah.
jiu-jitsu and made it
Yeah.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and they are super famous.
Right.
So that's
There
the
are
type
generations.
of that's the
There are
type of
generations.
jiu-jitsu that you train.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we receive messages from people asking, "Oh, is there a great place to do jiu-jitsu?" And you would say MMA Colombia is great.
Well, I started there. They have all other martial arts, but in this one I go, Gracie Barra, they have boxing and jiu-jitsu. Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Cool.
But it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Speaking of boxing,
Oh, yeah.
I was doing boxing for those of you that watched previous episodes, and I was obsessed. I still am. My Instagram is nothing but booty and boxing. Actually, the booty part's a lie. I'm not into that. But I was going hardcore training with an ex-Olympic fighter, very tough, mean-looking guy. 3 times a week with him and 3 times by myself, and due to, I would call it a lack of flexibility that I never addressed throughout my youth. Eventually, the
Juventud.
boxing just exposed that lack of flexibility and mobility. And then next thing I knew, my shoulder was hurting in April. And so I tried to take some time off, and then I went and played volleyball. And then literally after volleyball in Mexico, I think I said it on that episode, I could barely raise my hand up. I took a cortisone shot into my back, and then it worked for like 4 days, and then the pain continues. And today it's actually the worst it's ever been. And it's getting worse, even though in Canada and in Colombia, I've been going to different therapists. I've been going to osteopaths, massage therapists, physiotherapists, all types of therapists. And I'm very disciplined to the point where I'll do all of that stuff. And like everything that they say, like I'm the good student. And it's actually getting worse. Like the pain's moving down here. And so the reason I bring this up is I haven't been able to train boxing since April. And I'm not the type that takes like pills. Like I don't like anything that's not a natural pill. Like I'll take vitamin C and oil of oregano and that stuff as preventative medication. But I'm not into taking painkillers and Tylenol and stuff like that. I personally believe that extended use of those will damage you. And even more so, I'm not into surgeries. It seems like a quick fix for more. Let's just do surgery. Let's just do surgery. And for me, I've been trying to avoid surgery. And this is for people who the reason I'm mentioning that is there's a lot of people that want to come down here to train. There's a lot of people who train in the U.S. and in Canada. And I'm actually considering surgery right now. But in addition to surgery, and I spoke to my massage therapist today. Big shout out to Miko, for all of us. We're common friends with him.
Yeah.
He does his company's called Nordic. If you look at Nordic, just put Nordic Medellin. You'll see if you want a really good, therapeutic sport massage, hit him up. But we were talking about it today, and legitimately, I know at this point that I probably have a tear in my rotator cuff because I know I have a rotator cuff problem, but I am considering surgery. But one of the big things for those of you who don't know, here in Medellin, like Usman from the UFC, Masvidal, a lot of the big names that you guys might know from the UFC. I'm forgetting Frankie Edgar, a lot of those guys. Exactly, all of them have been here within the last year and a half or two to do stem cell regeneration.
Because
and I know
it's illegal in the United States.
It's not FDA approved.
It's not FDA approved, and here in Colombia, you could get it done for about $15,000-$20,000, which
or even less according to what.
It depends on where you go. If you go to bio accelerators, it's going to be about
A lot.
$15,000-$20,000.
That's the top. Bioaccelerator, by the way,
That's
look
the
that
top.
up, is the top name in that.
Yeah.
And I've heard like a friend of ours, I'm not going to call his name in case he it's for privacy reasons, that in the next week or two, he's supposed to be doing it on his knee. So I'm going to use him. He's going to go and do that. And then I'm going to see how it turns out. So it's about half the price. And honestly, I'm considering doing stem cell regeneration in my shoulder because what I'm told is one of the cheapest things is when you're doing like muscle and tendon regeneration. And one of the good things, and I didn't know this today, I was told that what they do actually is they get the cells from the umbilical cord from babies.
Yeah.
I never knew all this stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna have babies in my shoulder. I don't even want babies. But anyway, so they're gonna do that, and I think I'm exploring that. So if any of you guys know about stem cell regeneration,
we would love to learn more about it.
We'd love to learn more about it.
because we're old, and that's an old people thing, right? Like, we need to know about this.
I mean,
shit.
we're like fine wines.
Yeah, I want to put some in my penis. Maybe regenerate it.
Put that stem cell in
Bring
that
it-
12.
Turn it back the clock 10 years.
Yeah. But no,
Have
but
sex for 2 minutes instead of one.
have a good night. No, but I'm actually legitimately considering doing that, and I'd love to document the process if I really do it. I'm not like a what do you call it, a YouTuber or like a TikToker,
influencer?
but I would, or an influencer. But definitely for those of you, I would say 99% gonna probably pull the trigger on that as soon as I do my research. So I'm gonna go through the research, and I think a great episode that we can do here
that would be
is,
great
is
to
medical
update on that,
tourism
yeah.
and
Medical
that type of
tourism
stuff.
is huge here.
So yeah,
Dental,
that's what I've been
everything.
up to, dealing with pain and
That
stuff.
would be
stuff.
amazing.
That's great. Well, we want to round this off, guys. Thank you guys for joining us, the people that have been watching us live and the people watching us on YouTube or listening to us on all the podcast networks. Last question for both of you. I want to talk a little bit about business. Carla, I know that you were a Spanish teacher when you were on episode 17, almost 2 years ago. You were talking about your business being a teacher, and most of your clients were face-to-face clients that were
Yes.
living here or visiting here, but you would meet with them, you would teach them Spanish, and you're pretty much famous in Medellin as one of the best or most well-known Spanish teachers.
Best hair for sure. She
Yeah,
got the
best hair.
Yeah.
In Medellin. If someone's looking for a Spanish teacher, usually you'll be recommended on those forums or whatever. So how has your business changed right now? Where are you at, and what's the future for?
Well, actually, I remember in that episode, I said, I think you guys asked, like, how am I see myself in 1 year or something? And I said, yeah, I think I won't be teaching. But pandemic came, right? So everything changed. I was trying, but at that time to switch online completely. And the pandemic just made it happen, like made it possible. So I switched 100% online, and now I love my business even more. So that's why I'm still doing it.
So you have more clients now than you did before?
I used to have a lot of clients too. Like
you
in
alone,
person.
but you
I
alone.
was
Something's changed a little bit because, by the way, Carla hit me up and she's like, "Can you do these photo shoot of my staffs?"
Yeah.
I think she dropped an S there just for the effect. My staffs.
My tutors,
like, what
my
staffs?
girls.
My girl, yeah, my girls. I'm
My
like, what
girls.
girls? She moved to being a pimp, and I'm like, but she literally showed up with her
I am.
girls.
I'm
Yeah.
pimping my students to my
That's what
tutors.
I'm saying, girl.
Yeah.
Do your thing, Medellin, big up. Yeah.
So yeah, now the business changed because 100% online, and also I have 5 tutors right now. Like
5
working
tutors,
more
yeah.
with 3 of them, and they are gonna be in the website. I'm looking for a new name. So guys, if you have any ideas,
Yeah, because your name used to be Spanish with Carla.
yeah, I have.
yeah.
But
to
now I can't because you have
Cannot.
tutors, and then they'll be like, "Where the fuck is Carla?"
And it's already been a problem because I'm still like Spanish with Carla, and
People want Carla.
people want
We
Carla.
talked about this.
I know.
We talked about this a
I know.
long time ago, and here it comes.
I
Yeah.
listened in the book for the second time.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
E-Myth.
E-Myth revisit.
Yeah, for the
I
second
told you,
time. for the second
revisit
time.
that book.
So I'm working on it. I picked up a name like few days ago. I buy the
Let's
name,
hear it.
but I'm
and
not
we want to vote on this. Let's hear
What's
this
the
name.
name? What's the name?
Anybody that watched this, please
I'm
make
not
a comment
sure about the name, so that's why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, put it
asking
out
you.
there. Let's hear it.
Spicy Spanish. Spicy Spanish.
Sounds Indian.
That sounds good. I mean,
Sounds
spicy.
Indian.
I associate that with
Well,
Indian.
it says Spanish in the word. How is that Indian?
Spicy.
Spicy Spanish. Oh, that's Indian.
I don't know. I love a Spanish flow, but it's taken and so
Spanish flow is cool. Yeah, I
It's
like
cool.
that.
I love it. I was already in my mind like that's gonna be the name.
But would
but
it be spicy or spicy? With an E in front, because that's usually how it says in
That's how it's pronounced.
okay?
it's
Would you say it for me, please?
spicy Spanish?
Spicy Spanish.
Yeah,
Okay,
spicy
Spicy
Spanish.
Spanish.
Spicy.
That's
I like.
good.
I mean, it's
I was gonna.
That's
Yeah.
These
good
are
if you
my-
have like an all-female staff.
and
though.
they're called the Spice Girls.
Oh, if you have an all.
So it's all girls. That's what I want. Like
Female
sorry
empowerment,
for
I
the
like it.
guys, but I'm
it.
just working with female tutors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
that's
have
spicy
my
works.
reasons, and if
I like it.
I noted the female energy, it's better.
I'm gonna tell you what. That's excellent because as a male, and all of you people who want to say whatever, say it now. But if I were a male, which I think I am, and I'm gonna go to this magical place called Medellin, and I Google search on the webs. I put, study Spanish in Medellin, and Spicy Spanish shows up, and there's call it
Looks
5
like a webcam site. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, 2 for
I
1.
like your idea,
he would do
okay?
yes, and that's great. I think that's great. And judge me if you want to, but that's where I would go. I wouldn't go with like Jorge Spanish or Spanish by the boys.
I
Like
think
I'm
there's
not
a-
doing that. Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean personally, that's not my.
Backstreet Boy Spanish.
Yeah, I'm going with the Spice Girls.
Backdoor Blake Spanish.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
but
something
yo,
you see on a porn site.
What about I don't know when I don't want to say name. No, yeah. What about spice Spanish?
Spice Spanish.
You know what?
Space.
I hope
No,
it's
space Spanish. That's what I
Space.
wanted to say. It's
Why?
already spice.
No,
Wait, by the way,
Spanish
imagine
is
somebody
way better. Anyway.
imagine somebody watching this live goes and
Doesn't
buys
buy
Spanish
spicy
Spanish and sells it to her for money and makes do it, guys. I would do it.
I already
you already bought it?
I
Yeah,
already
that's what I'm
bought.
talking about.
I already
Okay.
got the
All right,
name.
make
That's
a
what
move,
I'm
make a
saying
move.
here. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah.
By the way, people, Carla, congratulations.
I
You got
had the
married.
dummy.
Hey, by the way, for those of you that will try to hit Carla up later, Carla is a married woman. She's not.
and very faithful.
She's not a swinger. And you got married how long ago?
Almost 2 months ago.
On the day I got nearly robbed.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
who was your wedding?
Next
So
week?
talk to us
Next
about.
week is 2 months ago.
Give us a quick rundown about the getting married in Medellin, Colombia. Who was who organized this thing for you?
Well, first of all, for those,
Yo, hold on.
first of all, before you answer that, for those of you watching, she actually married a foreigner. So this is not just her marrying a Colombian; it's actually marrying a foreigner, 2 foreigners. Because
did I marry to foreigners?
You're a foreigner.
You're a foreigner.
He's
and-
2 foreigners.
Yeah,
he's
2
an
foreigners.
interracial.
Yeah, 2 foreigners
Man.
that got married in Medellin. So that's
Yeah.
actually pretty special.
And
Yes.
what makes it even
And
more
in-
special? He half Chino.
He's half Chino.
Wait. He's not half Chino. He's half Korean.
Yeah, but
Here he's Chino.
Okay,
There's
here
no
is Chino.
distinction,
Okay,
by the
to
way.
be fair, here Chino, I call it Chino cochino sometimes.
Yeah,
for
he's a
me.
dirty
Some
Asian man is what you
some
said.
dirty
Good.
stuff.
That's nice. That's your husband you're talking
Oh my
about.
God.
That's nice. Good for
All
you.
right, yeah, but he's a brown
I
belt.
like
We
that.
can't talk
He's
shit.
dirty. He's a brown belt.
The only thing brown I have is my underwear. So you were talking about your wedding.
Yeah, I mean, and Gary married during pandemic. Pandemia.
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 Don't
It was,
doubt yourself, girl.
Okay,
Let's
whatever. Gary married during pandemia was like a challenge. However, I had the best wedding planner ever. Seriously. So I didn't suffer.
She's actually right here.
Someone
She's
else
over there.
suffered, and she's actually here. Catalina, Kati.
Yeah.
She's.
What's the name of her business, man? Let's talk about her business
Shout
in
out
case
the
you got
business.
something.
Wedding planning by.
I always say it wrong.
Novia mía.
It's because I confuse it with
Eventos.
esposa mía, which is
Nova.
another.
Yeah, no,
But
that's-
novia mía eventos.
Yeah, and
No,
she does wedding
I mean,
planning.
and she's
Or hit
great.
us up if you guys are having a wedding and need an exceptional wedding planner.
Or a priest like me and you.
Seriously, I mean, it's not because she's my friend, but I trust her. ¿Eres mi amiga? No. I trust her
Yeah.
like 200% in everything. Like I went like blind with this.
Yeah.
And it went amazing.
It was
Seriously,
definitely
I
the
was-
best wedding I've ever been to.
Oh, I
It
was
was
in a fairy
nuts.
tale. Seriously, it was
Yeah.
a fairy tale. Like
Well, it's probably because
happening.
all of our friends were there. That made it
Yeah, that was
even more
good.
special. But just
of course.
everything from the
Everything.
food, from the band. It
Did
was
you like the
great.
food?
How much?
did
Let's
like
get to the real talk here because that's what we're about on this show, especially when we drink. Give me a second.
I don't have any drink. Would you
Yep.
share your
COVID.
COVID
Yep.
with me?
So let me ask you a question. How much? And your wedding was in one of the top places, Sonae.
Sonae.
And
Like,
Llano
Yeah,
Grande.
look it up. Zone E.
yeah.
Sounds like an alien invasion place.
Yeah.
But how much did this? How many people were at your wedding?
I would say like 90 people.
You would say most brides tend to know. Okay, good. 90 people. Okay, you would say.
92 people.
92
That's what the
people.
wedding planner
92,
said. Okay.
93.
How much? And we don't want to call out how much Novia Mia Eventos charged you.
But like, what was the
What was-
budget?
yeah, what
like,
was
if you
it?
were to
Sure.
advise someone that say, "Hey, I want to get married and I want to have something similar to what you
Yeah.
had," what would you say? Okay, you should probably have a budget around this much.
For example, if
Well-
one of those 85-year-old guys on Tinder married like the 18-year-old,
19-year-old, yeah,
that
yeah.
the scopolamine into okay, yeah, what
I
would
just
they-
can't tell you this
Yeah.
because I mean it's her business. She should talk about that. About that, not me. But if your budget is like 50 million pesos, which is how much?
A lot.
about $15,000.
She cannot work for
But
you.
wait, are you talking about for her
Yeah,
services?
for
okay.
her
And plus what else? How much
She
more?
cannot work for you because what she does and the how do you say the suppliers
Yeah.
so are pricey because she wants to make sure that everything is like gonna be perfect that day. You know, everything's if something comes like off, they will solve it.
So
Like,
one
solve
second.
the
So you're saying
situation.
$15,000 for her planning.
No, wait.
No, if you don't have that
50
much, she's not
million.
going to
If
get
you
up
do-
out of bed.
No.
That's not
that-
enough.
50 million
It's not
pesos
enough.
is not enough. She won't take
Right.
you
All right,
as
let's
a
take
client.
her out. Let's take her out of.
That-
Let's
that's
take
it.
her out
I
of the
would
picture.
say
We're
like
gonna
that way.
take
She
out.
won't
We're gonna
take
take
you
out her
as a client with 50 million
What do
pesos.
you think then, as a woman that's been married, as a foreign woman that's being married in Colombia, for all of the other women that want to potentially get married, the fairy tale marriage as you call it, how much should they expect to pay? Give us a range of money. How much?
Between $20,000 and $25,000.
Okay.
That's still
fair.
actually
That's fair.
very affordable.
It's very affordable because I mean, my wedding in the States maybe
Incredible.
is
Yeah, it
like
would've been crazy.
$80,000. Like
I had
you
a
know?
friend of mine. She got married and she paid 85, and she got divorced in 2 years, and that was.
Wow, that sucks.
She's on to her second marriage. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
But
Good for her.
But yeah, but 85,000. Like, I mean, if somebody pays $20,000 to $25,000 in the U.S. or Canada
to
for a wedding, it's a
25,000.
very affordable wedding as far as I
it
know.
is. It is. I mean, yeah. If you are, of course, it is affordable for sure.
Yeah, I got so many questions. Like
Do you
when
like my
when our
wedding?
fr-
Do you like my wedding?
I loved your wedding. I just want to know when people like Richard is going to get married and
And Franco.
and Franco
Well,
And Shiv.
Well, Cami is not
yeah.
here now, but I gave her. Maybe you don't know
Give
this.
her-
So
Did you give her
Cami
your wedding
is.
planner's contact?
Yeah.
So Cami is Richard's girlfriend,
girlfriend,
and I
yeah.
gave her the bouquet. My bouquet. It was
She,
so
she
beautiful.
has it sandwiched between a book. she is keeping that bouquet for life because she knows she's next. And I hope Richard hires Novia Mia Eventos too. Like Kata would
You
definitely.
should.
You gotta cash out
you
all
can
that crypto,
afford
bro.
that.
Cash out that crypto.
You
Yeah,
can
cash
afford
out.
that.
Cash the crypto out.
Well,
yeah.
again, guys, thank you guys for joining us. For those of you that are live and those of you guys that are watching us or listening to us. And if you don't know where to find us, just go to Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. Search for Colombia Podcast and you'll find us.
Yeah.
Any closing comments, questions, guys? Or not, just comments. Not
I'll let
questions.
you go first.
Me?
Closing comments to say goodbye
Okay.
about what we talked about.
About what we talk? Here. Okay. So, well, guys, come to Medellin. This is a beautiful place. By the way, my husband, Simon's friend, it was their first time here, and they fall in love.
Yeah,
Like,
and most of them are in New York, right?
yeah, most of the time. And
All chinos.
Royce didn't want to go. Like, some friends just extended their time here. So, yeah, just come. I know we've been talking today about safety and all that, but yeah, just we gave you tips for you to come here and visit us because this is an amazing city, and I love it. I love it. So that's it. And thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And follow me in SpanishWithCarla.com.
Spanish with
Just not
Carla.
.com, just Spanish with Carla.
Or
in Instagram.
spicy girls that
spicy
speak
girls.
Spanish.com.
What about you, Joel? Any closing comment?
Honestly, my closing comment is that we were talking about it. A lot of people like, are you guys ever doing more episodes? Are you done? Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, we always say, like, we're not in this podcast for money. We actually love the fact that there's these people, like, sitting here listening to us talk a bunch of garbage, sometimes good stuff, grabbing drinks, going out after. It's a great social thing for us. We get to meet great people and talk to them more than we would normally in life. As usual, we're looking for the best to come. Lately, we haven't had a lot of guests, but we want to get the guests going again, like really interesting people. We do this because we love the city, we love the country. Our stuff about safety earlier was not to be alarmist and to scare you from coming here. As a matter of fact, come here because the economy benefits, the country benefits from your photos on Instagram and TikTok and showing how great it is. But I just hope that I'm just going to say we're not quitting this. We're, if anything, going to ramp this up and try to bring bigger and better content. And I'm just happy we're back and doing this. I'm happy to be back in this big gray seat, little gray seat. What about you?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for joining. Don't come to Medellin. You will be robbed and you will be cut up into pieces.
Especially at 8 a.m.
We
at a
don't need
strip
any
club.
more foreigners here. I just want all the women to myself. On that note, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on episode 63.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo! Now I can get my beer.
Do it again.
I get it. Please don't do that.
This is a married woman.
Simon,
up on
I'm
her-
sorry. This is not scripted. Simon.
Next thing,
Don't
her
come
brown
choke
belt
me out,
jiu-jitsu
yeah.
husband coming and choking us out. I didn't do anything. I'm just here looking. Not looking. I wasn't looking. Looking ahead.
I turned away. I got it on camera. Simon, I
right,
respect you.
cool.
We did your bachelor party. We did it right, too.